Evening all, welcome to another Traffic Talk podcast special. Match review from tonight's Europa League game between Manchester United and Real Sociedad. Yeah, it's the best way I can put it. It wasn't an entertaining game. It ended 0-0, but I did the job in Turin last week. So, worries, pressure's off, no worries. We're through to the last 16 of the Europa League. It's clear to see though, but some fans were a little bit disappointed to see a strong team from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer tonight. But sure enough, that's what we got. And despite the nature of the game tonight being a bit more against a low block team, which Sociedad obviously being humiliated from last week, didn't want to experience on a second occasion. This evening, went and got the job done, secured their spot in the last 16, and I'm glad for them. Kai's with me as always. He's sticking with me for the first bit. We're hoping Mehdi will come on shortly to add his 2 cents on the situation. We all try to, as I said before we started the show, fill the blanks because there were a lot of blanks in this game. Not many shots, not many opportunities on both sides. They did hit the crossbar through Saniel, the centre-back. We had the penalty miss from Oyarzabal in the first half, and saw Twitter go absolutely ape when he did that. It was outrageous. But we had the goal ruled out for a foul on the number 25 for the Sociedad by Lindelof, who I don't know what that was. It was a flying knee. It was a flying knee of about 5 or 6 foot into the air, and he cleans out the guy outside him. I have no idea what possessed him to do such a thing, but alas, what happened, and we can only hope for a decent draw tomorrow, Kai. Really?
Yep, it's true. Obviously, when the game first started, obviously, Sociedad really ain't got nothing to lose. They're 4-0 down from the first leg, so they kind of went for it. They started off pretty well. Obviously, we gave away a penalty, and he tried to do the Bruno style, and it didn't work for him. Leave that one for Bruno. He's the only one that can do that trick. So he missed, and then after that, we kind of got into the game a bit after the penalty miss. We started to create a few chances. James missed a good chance from a Bruno cross. Martial had a shot that was saved by the keeper. So we started to get, after like the first 15, 20 minutes, we got into the match. And we more or less dominated the first half. Like I said, when you make changes in the second half, it kind of ruins the flow of the game. Once you made them 3 subs at half time, you could kind of see where the game was heading. And yeah, like you said about Lindelof, he stopped Axel getting a really brilliant header by doing this. Obviously, he didn't need to jump that high, but it goes to show that he can jump when he needs to. Don't do it when defending, but he done it in that instance. So obviously, Axel goal got chalked off. But yeah, it wasn't the best game really. Obviously, we knew we had that commanding lead, so we didn't really need to go for it too much. But it would have been nice for us to get a few goals and have some confidence going into the Chelsea game. But the main thing is that we're through to the next round. Hopefully, we get a favourable draw and hopefully we can go on and win the trophy, which should be the aim now.
Aye, absolutely. Medi's joined us as always. He's our expert analysis guy for most things from his point of view. But yeah, absolutely, it was absolutely okay. I don't know what else I can say really, Medi. We've said it was a meh game.
Average performance. I don't think we were troubled too much by them.
No.
I think they only had like 1 shot on target.
Yep.
I think Oli set out to just like keep it tight and to not concede too many chances.
Would you say they did the same thing though? Obviously, bearing in mind that last week we did get in behind a lot of times, and they did from the outset make it clear by the way they set up. And I think even for the basic fan, they just would understand. They just sat back and didn't want to let much through this evening.
Yeah.
Because what we saw in the last leg, Sociedad wanted to press us, and that just left space in behind for us. So that's where we got our goals from. Their coach saw that every time they press us, we're gonna beat the press and we're gonna get in behind. So he thought. So what he done today was to just not press and let us have all the ball and try to create chances from there. And obviously we struggle against teams that just don't want to press us and just decide to sit back and then hit us on the break. obviously it's important that we went through, but it's again like 90 minutes of my life that I'm not gonna get back.
It's why we
True.
prayed it to be a one-off game so long ago, but unfortunately, UEFA didn't see it that way, and here we are. We had to sit through, as Eddie says, through 90 minutes of our life. We won't get back in a hurry. It's a shame.
Nope.
I'm happy though. I'm happy with Diallo and Shortire again. Some minutes.
Yeah. What's that? 17 years and 23 days that Shola Shortire is his age is now, and he's the youngest player ever to make his debut in the European competition.
Excellent.
So fantastic for him, and I should say his correct pronunciation is Shortire, not Shortire, even though we're in England. He is Nigerian, so we must pronounce it as the Nigerians wish us to. But yeah, Shortire, great for him, happy for the boy. And Diallo got his first minutes at Old Trafford as well. Something I noticed was that he was wearing a white shirt underneath his jersey, and I tweeted it out because he lost a teammate of his at Atalanta, a close friend of his, Willie Brasciano, to cancer last week. So, on behalf of everyone here on Traffic Talk, I wanted to pay tribute to Willie and his family because that's horrible news. Ahmad played with him at Atalanta for large periods of the career. They won the Primavera at the Academy of Atalanta. That was a great achievement for the club to help them get into the top level of Serie A. Some of the players that were in that team play for the first team now, and obviously it's a sad time for those at Atalanta. They paid tribute last night to him, but we wanted to pay tribute. We wanted to pass on our condolences to him, to Willie's family, and Ahmad paid tribute wearing a white shanty. I wish he scored, because had he done that, regardless of a yellow card or not, he'd have shown us a picture of him and his former teammate together. So obviously, we pass on to Bastiano's family and everyone who's connected with him and Atalanta as well. It was sad to hear this, because Ahmad obviously was deeply disappointed, as he tweeted out recently. But to see him on the pitch tonight, I think it was a good way of just paying the best respect he could to his friend. And I feel like even still, with the circumstances being as they are, he still did pretty well, as did Shola Shortire. Even he got in a tackle right at the start when he came on the pitch, like seconds into the game, like whoop, in he goes and sneaks the ball away. Impressed with the boys this evening, guys?
Yeah, I'm impressed with the youngsters. It's good to obviously see us. Man United have always been about giving the young players a chance, and obviously we finished the game with like half the players coming from our youth team. So homegrown players, should I say? So it's very good. Obviously, we've had a homegrown player in our starting team or in our squad since way back for many years now. So it's good. That's what we're Man United about, giving youngsters a chance. So any youngster that's in the youth team, they know they can see the path that's there, and they know if they continue to play well in the future, they'll get their chance.
Yes. I think I was very impressed with Diallo, because you can see every time he gets the ball, he's direct and he wants to get at his fullback. That's what really impresses me about him, and that's why I've wanted them to play, because with Greenwood, it's more of he's more of like a safe player. But I like that about Greenwood, because he won't lose the ball as much, because as a winger, you have to be direct at times, and you will lose the ball because you have to get past your fullback. So it's more like 50-50 whether you lose the ball or not, but you have to take that risk. If you take the risk, it will pay off largely. So that's what I like about Diallo. And Shortire, I think he's a tidy player. I think his best position for me is in the number 10. He's still young now, so we just got to give him a couple of years, because he's not going to replace Bruno.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And yeah, like most of the talent that's out on loan right now, we have Ethan Laird, Dylan Levitt, and James Garner out on loan at the moment. They're all gaining great experience.
Well. Who? Oh,
Chong. Chong's
guy.
Mehdi lost to Chong. Speaking of it, congratulations to Club Bruges tonight, who lost to Dynamo Kiev. They nearly made it through. We wouldn't have been able to meet Chong. I think we could have actually met Chong in the next round.
Chong wasn't selected for the Europa League squad, unfortunately.
I heard he was injured prior to that. So
I don't think he's in that squad at all, for the actual list.
That's rude.
I see. What a shame, really. What a shame. I need to snap this, because they're showing the pictures of the teams left in the competition.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, so
we got a good chance, you know. There's some good teams in there.
We have a solid.
There's some good chance in there.
Yeah. We're gonna touch on that safely, and Mehdi's trying to stay calm because the draw hasn't happened yet. But we were just speaking about.
I don't think we should fear anyone though. Personally, I don't think we should fear any team. I don't think
No,
we should fear anyone.
No,
I don't
that's
think we
true.
should fear anyone.
That's
Obviously,
true.
it's getting nothing. No game's easy, but I feel if we produce the best that we can produce, I think we're one of the best teams left in the competition.
Absolutely.
Obviously, it's about playing well on the day.
I was talking to my friends about it, and for me, I think on paper we have the best squad.
Of course,
But
facts.
whether or not the manager
we can do it.
can get the best out of the players consistently for the rest of the tournament.
True.
That's what will get us.
Have to turn up. We have to turn up in the games.
Because
True.
The reason why I'm not confident like you guys, because we bottled 4 semi-finals, and I don't want to keep saying it. I don't want to keep saying it,
but the most important thing is we get to the semi-final, and you do
get
raise.
there, and this time,
You do,
win
yeah.
if we get
You
Ajax
do,
next round,
yeah.
I'm scared of Ajax. Ajax are a very good side.
Ajax. I thought we could beat Ajax.
Nah, listen, I've watched them a lot this season.
They're good.
We have.
But
we
remember
have
what league
seen.
they're in. Remember the league they're in, though. Remember the league.
No,
they're
I
in.
wouldn't discount
Yeah,
that, Kai.
football.
Really, I wouldn't discount that. The Dutch league is, while it hasn't got many quality teams, it's still a competitive league, but has great talent. And Mehdi's got a fair point. So just let me for the viewers' benefit, tell you who left in the last 16. In the last 16, there is Ajax, there's Arsenal. You have Ollie's old side Mulder in the competition. They made absolute headways beating Hoffenheim. Granada knocked out Napoli, so getting them would be a difficult task for any team. There's Rangers, so Ambassador Britain could take place, and Steven Gerrard seems to want to play in English side very badly. Any excuse to flex his muscles against local rivals in terms of this country.
You'd love to be.
You have 2 Ukrainian sides in both Kiev and Donetsk left in the competition. Villarreal, who are owner Emery's side at the moment, he's lost his competition. He's got 3 consecutive wins in it, so he's got history there. You have Spurs, you have Zagreb, there's Slavia Prague as well, who beat Leicester tonight. Young boys, we've met them before in Europe in the Champions League.
Yeah.
They're a different team now to what they were 3 or 4 years ago, I bet, when we played them last.
Yeah.
Milan, the veterans in that team, despite the fact they're second in Serie A.
We don't want Ibra, man. We don't want to play against Ibra, man.
Zlatan coming back to Old Trafford is the one thing you don't want.
Nah, we don't want
the other Italian team is Roma and Olympiacos, who knocked out Arsenal last season, have also gotten into the last 16
Chris
as
Smalling
well.
was come and score against us.
Smalling and Mkhitaryan, Pedro.
Yeah.
Who else is like a whole squad of teams of players from the Premier League have all gone to Rome. So it's quite a few numbers there, boys.
Yeah, so there's some good teams in there. There is tough teams.
Yeah, that's why I'm just staying calm. I'm not getting carried away.
But our aim should be to win this. Our aim should be to win this competition. This is a big trophy.
I said, we have the players, but whether and it's not all down to the manager, because sometimes
no, of course not. It's down to the day. On the day, can the players perform? Can they turn up on the day?
That's what I'm saying about the 4 semi-final. It's gonna play on the players' minds, like their mentality. They're gonna.
But hopefully this time they can say, you know what, we bottled this. This time we're gonna do it. We're gonna get to the final. We're gonna win the trophy for Solskjaer. If Solskjaer wins the trophy this season, then I gotta big him up. He's got to stay next season.
Yeah,
if he gets top 4, top 2 in the trophy,
and Europa.
If he won both, even better. If he won 2 trophies and got top 2, then he's the GOAT. And if we don't get the players next season that we need, then next season we can definitely go for the title with the player positions we need. That's only if we get the players though.
100%, yeah.
Because I'm hearing that we're not going to go for what's his name, Kunde. I'm hearing that we're not going to pay the money.
Yeah. That better
not be true. That'll annoy me.
Yeah, I know.
It's a hard one.
Investment this summer.
I don't want to see Tyrone Mings. If I see Tyrone Mings, I send him back. I'm hearing Tyrone Mings.
He's the wrong Aston Villa player in the first place. So don't even discuss that. He's the wrong Aston Villa player in the first place. I don't see why we should be considering him in any context.
There's only 2 men I want from Villa: Grealish or McGinn.
Yeah, that makes sense. Although we can't take 2 players from one club. It's not the one every one in a whole summer window.
If we were to go for a Villa player I'd only take one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Don't think we need Grealish right now, though. We don't need Grealish right now, personally.
Yeah, we have too many midfielders.
Yeah,
we
need a centre back. Go get a centre back first. First priority is centre back.
We do. Let's get back onto the match because we were sidetracking a little bit with the draw, obviously, tomorrow. By the way, just to plug it, I will be doing it, but I will not be in this very space. I'll be doing it from a football ground tomorrow as I'm doing training interviews for a non-league club. So it's a different background, but I will be doing it live from there at about, 11:45? 11:45 tomorrow morning. So if you're all going to tune in for that, hit me up here on YouTube and on Twitter at 11:45, and I'll plug you through all the teams after the draw. Everyone can play everyone. Doesn't matter. Okay, just the one caveat. Are there Russian teams left? No. Okay, so the two Ukrainian sides can play each other. Other than that, we are going to be in for a stressful morning, I think.
That's we got Arsenal.
English teams can play English teams. Now, there are 3 English teams left. I don't think Manchester United, in my honest opinion, should want to play the English teams. I don't want them to play the English teams. The reason being, right now, in terms of form, Arsenal tonight scraped, and I mean scraped, through Portuguese opposition.
So lucky.
They almost bottled it for themselves and then went on to suck. Thanks to Bukayo Saka's brilliant footwork and incredible football. Yeah, he's the one player in that team with Aubameyang who makes a difference.
Carrying them, man.
They are relying on him and Aubameyang right now.
Picking up Aubameyang, man. That guy's dead.
Well, look, his form hasn't been great recently.
He's been doing better though.
Like you said, Betty, we don't want to overhype the situation we're in, and I don't want to underestimate Arsenal because they love playing against Manchester United.
They love playing us. We can't beat them recently.
I thought, being the Europa League, I thought this would be a game too far for them, but somewhat they've by crook they've done it. So we now have the possibility of playing them again in this competition.
That's where it ends. They ain't getting lucky next round.
Yeah, if they get lucky, it will probably be one match too far. If they draw us, or however, we might not. It will not be easy for Manchester United. Although the difference will be it's 2 legs, and it will be there's no restrictions because it's in England. So the only caveat I have with that is that it's just that we have not beaten them while Arteta has been manager. No. So if we want this tournament and we draw English opposition tomorrow, we're going to need to fight for it. On the flip side, there's also Tottenham. We've still not played them in our second game against them yet. And Spurs, they're not going through a particularly good run of form in the league. So when you think about the on the other side of things, the Europa League is probably their sanctuary. I still think, though, they're going to play an uber strong, treat it like a Premier League game. 2 matches in London and in Manchester.
They'll all be playing.
Yeah, so it'll be huge if we draw Tottenham. Now, the third British team, Rangers, is Steven Gerrard's holy grail. His one opportunity to want to prove to us here in England that the team I have up in Scotland, had they been in the Premier League, would be super competitive against those who are in England right now. It's a ludicrous thing. It's a ludicrous thing, but in my deepest feeling, I do believe that he really is praying that the Swiss officials tomorrow, the Italian guy and the Swiss guy, dig in the pot and make sure that it's Arsenal, Tottenham, or Man United against Rangers.
Tottenham, that'll be a good one.
And then the North London derby. Well, that's a debate on its own, isn't it? I mean,
to be honest, I can't lie. I want an English team.
Okay. Mehdi says this.
Maybe Tottenham. I'd rather Tottenham than Arsenal.
Okay. Mehdi, explain your reason for why we should draw an English team.
Because not just I take any big team. I just want to get them out of the way. I'd rather play them now instead of playing them in a final or semi-final.
Got a point.
But I think against Arsenal and Tottenham, especially Tottenham, because they're in shocking form right now.
Yeah, I'll take
of course.
Yeah, I'm very confident. If we get Tottenham, I'd be so confident because they're defending. It might be worse than ours.
It's worse than ours.
And that's saying something. Actually saying something.
Okay. All right, Kai, how about you? What is your preferred opposition?
I don't want English teams. I don't want Arsenal, especially because Arsenal they're becoming our bogey team for some reason. We're not able to beat them at the moment, so I wouldn't want to take Arsenal because even though. But like I said, I don't mind who we get. I think against anyone, I think if we turn up on the day, I think we can beat anyone in the competition. But I would rather get like a smaller team if possible.
Likely teams we could play I think, we'd be favourites for. The smaller teams are Kiev, Zagreb, Young Boys, Molde, Oli's old team. I think they're the weakest. Them and Granada are the weak. I can't say this like with confidence in terms of Granada, but them and Molde and Granada are the weaker teams in the competition. Yeah. So I would
get Molde, boy.
Oli would for the story of the fact that it was Molde that let him go to come to Manchester United. That would be a crazy match to set up.
Exactly.
But again, you never know. It'd be interesting. As for Granada, the reason why I have reservations on them is because this season they pulled up a few trees in La Liga. They're currently in the top half of the table. They're outside chance, I think, of squeezing into the top 6. So their form has been solid. They did lose in the league last weekend, but one thing's for sure, the fact they've beaten Napoli at home and gone to Italy and picked up a result, which is not easy to do in Naples, to knock them out is a mad feat. It's a great achievement. So to underestimate them at our peril is something I think we're going
to get an Italian team for some reason. I have a feeling we're going to join.
There are 3 Italian teams. There are 2 Italian teams.
Yeah. I have a feeling it's going to be Italian. I don't know why. I just got a little inkling that.
Get Roma, maybe.
Milan.
Roma or Milan.
Well, we have history with Milan. We beat them the last time we played them. And that was 10 years ago. We have some interesting feuds with AC Milan. So
Roma, we destroyed Roma when we last played them. And remember, we beat them 7-1.
7-1. No, it was 7-1 in 2007. But
that's the one.
The following year, we met them in the group stage, I think. And we won. Well? Yeah, we beat them in the group stage, and then in the knockout phase, we met them in the quarterfinal.
We beat them again. Did Ronaldo score a header? Yes.
That was when Ronaldo scored a header. So we met them 4 times in Europe that season through the group stage and the draw when we wanted to win the competition. So that team today, Edin Dzeko is still there. Pedro is of ex-Chelsea. Henry Mkhitaryan, who won the competition with us in 2017. Chris Smalling as well.
Yep.
Has a few ringers in there. Lorenzo Pellegrini is a good talent. He's someone to look out for this year.
That'll be a good game, actually.
They are missing Nicolo Zaniolo, who got injured against Holland for Italy way back in the season. We're getting a recurrence of that ACL injury, but he's a great talent. And if he was playing, I wouldn't want to keep eyes off him. He's certainly a talent to keep an eye on. Roma overall, though, the structure of that team, the nature of how well they play, they're in the top 4 in Italy as well. It's a shout. You never know. It is a shout that they could be a team we face in the next round. Look, no game is easy in Europe. Especially Ajax's media stress because of how good in total they are with not only development and the style of play that they have under Erik ten Hag. Which is probably why he's rooting for him to be United manager. But but in reality, they are a strong team, and I can't underestimate them because they did knock out the French league leaders at the moment in Lille. So no draw is easy. We've profiled a lot of teams.
What I can hope for is if we get a weakened team and all the big teams get each other. And then somebody get knocked out. That would be the best draw.
Well, was it last year in the last 16? We got Lasker last year in the last 16 of this competition before the shutdown. Yeah, we killed them off in the first leg. Yeah. Then we had that long suspension because of the virus before playing them at Old Trafford. And still, even at that time, we managed to struggle at home a bit, but that was lack of match fitness and second string side who played that match. So very understandable. But this year, there's hopefully, obviously we are with the way the virus is going, we're not sure. But this year, hopefully, we won't have that same problem, and we'll have the games back to back as well. So it will be a hard fixture list, especially with the games coming up. We'll move on to Chelsea now, guys, and we spoke about tonight. tonight. We relaxed a bit tonight. That's why we haven't got much to talk about the game itself. It's probably why our show's a little shorter than usual. But the stress that is being put on this game is now huge because obviously we had our minds fixed on it long before tonight. Even I think we'd say, without being too disrespectful to Sociedad, we did look past tonight onto Sunday because of how important the game is in the context of United's season and our hopes of securing Champions League football by being in the top four rather than having to fight our way through competitions to get there. How crucial is it now? We've taken tonight, rested a few, not everyone, because we played a few players in the second half. Yep. They did come through unscathed. I think they played that second gear, I would say. How now do we look to Sunday and Chelsea?
Yeah, we did rest quite a few players. Like I said to you before we started, I was quite disappointed to see Rashford come on. Just because of the fact that if he had got injured and for the Chelsea game, then that would have been a big loss. So I wouldn't, personally, I was upset that he was brought on. But I was happy to see Wan-Bissaka, Fred, them two went off, which was good to see, which means they're probably going to start on Sunday. I'm hoping that Cavani's fit because Martial, once again, wasn't up to the race, especially second half. So it's good. It's essential that Cavani's fit. If he's fit, he goes straight back in the side. And yeah, it's a must-win game. We got, like I said, from the first minute, we got to be at them, try and get an early goal and win the game because Leicester are level with us right now. So we can't afford to drop any more points right now. We have to go on a run now and be winning more or less every game now.
Yep.
The points, it's just too close to that right now in the league.
Yeah, I'm not too confident against Chelsea because if Tuchel's smart, he's just going to tell his players to just not press us, and then we're going to struggle to create chances. But then again, I don't feel like he's going to do that because he's going to want to start to dominate possession. So they play 3 at the back, and we struggle against that as well. To be honest, I think it's going to be a tight game. I feel like it's going to be a draw, but it depends if Cavani's back fit. Him and hopefully McTominay's back as well.
Yeah, we need McTominay.
Hopefully they can help us because McTominay's he's on a good run of form. He's been helping create goals and being involved in goals as well. But we have to win. We can't really afford to drop points because Leicester, like Kai said, they're right on our tail. And if we win this game, we can extend the gap to 9 points between us and Chelsea.
Yeah,
that's very important.
Certainly. And the bigger the gap now to Chelsea at this point in the season, I think will bear us a good step to the rest of the year. Excuse me. And we will need maybe a tiny bit of luck as well because of the fact, as I've said this week, draws have been unkind to us with the nature of the Champions League draw, the way we had the majority of our matches against top sides in the cup ties in England as well with Liverpool and Man City. We haven't been treated too fairly. West Ham as well in the FA Cup recently. Leicester in the FA Cup next.
That'll get easier.
It'll get easier. I mean, like Ollie says, he likes playing the tougher teams because it takes the pressure. He tells him now we've got that pressure of performing against the tougher side. So when we do turn up, we turn up in a good way. So that would be a thing we can take some confidence into our next European and FA Cup tie with. Just have to hope now that we do well in it.
I'm scared about Leicester.
No, not really. No.
They've just lost Maddison as well. He's going to be out for a game probably, but Leicester side that they turn up on the day against big sides. They do well.
But Leicester have gone out at the FA Cup quarter-final stage now for the last 3 seasons. 3 seasons in consecutive years. They've been eliminated at home in the FA Cup. I think twice to Chelsea, and I think a third time to another team, which have gone over my head. But last season was definitely to Chelsea, and in 17-18 was also to Chelsea. So there is a lot scope for United to look to in terms of beating Leicester, but at the risk of the way karma works in football, you beat them in the cup, you might lose to them in the league. We have to play them at home as well. So yeah, we don't know. I'm hoping United have a positive mentality and just keep fighting game in, game out to achieve the end goal, which is to solidify that spot in the top 4 and then to go on and try and secure the trophy.
And that's why we need everyone fit, because obviously we've got a lot of games coming up, a lot of tough games. So we're going to need, obviously, we need McTominay, Van der Beek, we need Cavani, we need Pogba back soon as well. Once everyone can get fit
after the Chelsea game.
Oh,
yeah,
that's great.
so that's good news.
Great.
I think hopefully he gets minutes against Palace, like not start, but gets a 5 or 6, maybe 10 even against Palace, just to see how he is. And then
City game,
Manchester City away on the Sunday after.
We need everyone for that game. We need everyone.
We need everyone who's at least
every quality player.
We have to hope everyone's fit for that game against Manchester City.
Have to.
If we get points off them, that'd be a very good.
Amazing. If we're able to get a draw or win, that would be super.
The positive, another positive is we've not had to play City more than three times this season unless we meet them in the FA Cup. Outside of that, in terms of the league, we had a decent draw against them, Al Trafford, early in the season before they brought in Ruben Diaz for that long spell when they've now got 19 wins in a row and 24 unbeaten in all competitions, which is outrageous. You got to give credit where credit's due. They took an opportunity and ran with it.
Right now.
They are moving mad. So to stop them is almost impossible to think. But that's a game which we can hope to see as we've said, our best players back for before we play in the Europa League again. But still, looking to Sunday, I can see where you guys have your on your conflicting arguments. I can see why maybe you're a little bit concerned because they've got a big result against Atletico. It has probably boosted confidence in the ranks now. Maybe they think we can just start to push on a bit more in the league and use that form as a way of preparing ourselves for the second leg at home. But after some time, I do side with the high elements of positivity and hoping for something better in the next match, and it being a good outcome for United. I do firmly think, though, we should not take. We won't take Chelsea lightly, of course, but we can still win this game because our away form this season is impeccable.
And we got Bruno.
And we got Bruno Fernandes, who only did half again today. So he would have been told by Ollie, like, listen, mate, I need you for longer than 5 minutes on Sunday.
Exactly.
Tonight. And this night is pointless because you did all the hard work last time out. So relax, mate, relax. But yeah, Eric Bailly to start on Sunday. Good shout.
Please.
Who's going to partner the fire? That's the hard bit. While it's difficult to not see Maguire in the team, he will play that match. So it's about who does Ollie trust alongside him. If it's Bailly, great. If it's Lindelof, hold on to your hats, everybody. It's going to be a tricky one. That's all I can say.
Listen.
It's going to be Lindelof.
If Lindelof starts, Giroud's just going to go on Lindelof and just bully him.
Absolutely.
You've got to be smart. Ollie's got to be smart in this game. You can see, how Chelsea play. You know that if they play Giroud, Lindelof cannot cope with the physicality. You got to play Bailly in this match. If you don't play Bailly, you're setting yourself up to lose the game. Because you've seen how him and Maguire are playing together. They've been shaky the last couple of Premier League games. Other than obviously the Newcastle game, they weren't too bad. But the games before that, West Brom drawing, he has to make the change. You got to have the balls now to say, you know what, Lindelof, you can't start this match. Bailly, you played the last game 90 minutes. We're going to give you another game. If anything, you can rest Bailly for the game after that. If you want to rest him against, is it Crystal Palace you got next?
Yeah.
If you want to rest him against in that match, then fair enough. But against Chelsea, you have to go Eric Bailly. It's a must.
Plus, we need revenge on Palace as well. We lost to them in our opening game of the season.
Exactly.
So
so much, man.
Can't be doing the double.
It has been a neck in our craw since September the 19th when our season started, and
if they ain't got Zaha, they're gonna struggle.
They haven't got Zaha at the moment. I don't know if he's going.
If he ain't fit for our game, they're gonna struggle. They can't really play.
I know
they won the other day.
They have Eze.
True.
Benteke has scored the winner. Mateta is a bit of a threat now. He scored his first goal. He's done it in the Bundesliga before.
True.
you know, with the look ahead to the next few games, there's a lot to hope for, but you never know. You never know. But the most important thing is that we're through. We have a draw tomorrow. We look to it to pray that United do not get difficult oppositions, so it aids in Ollie's selection choices for the next matches onwards. In before we draw Molde and lose 3-0 in the first leg, which we don't need. But outside of that, I know it won't happen. But outside of that, it's good to see us through. We look to Chelsea now. It's a huge game on Sunday. I've said it before. It's ideal for United to win because it gives us the gap we need over the top four, especially with West Ham going to City on Saturday and the form that they are in. That gives United the chance to sort of have less pressure on them to run away from Chelsea, while Chelsea would have to respond if West Ham get a result at the Etihad. And it's not many teams that will go there and inform as West Ham are to give the leaders a hard time. So we look to Saturday, or we look to Sunday, where we kind of now look for the opposite of hope with Arsenal, and they kind of slow Leicester's momentum down a bit as well. We don't support Arsenal, we don't condone it on this channel, but for the 90 minutes on Sunday that they play against Leicester, just pray they get a draw, and then, like I said, pressure's off on us.
If West Ham go and beat City, and we
have
Chelsea,
a chance.
That's 7 points, and then we still got to play City. If we went to beat City, just say we went to beat City, then it goes down to 4 points or something. You just don't know.
But yeah, well,
obviously it's very unlikely.
We need Lingard to
come on, Jesse.
We need Lingard to turn up at the Etihad again.
Come on, Jesse.
He did it before last season. Hopefully we'll do it again on Saturday. But as always, guys, I'm going to sign off because I've got to do a quick 10-minute version of this, but for myself. But for you guys, quickly, who are your man of the matches or tonight's game?
I'm going to leave it to Hendo.
Cool.
Commanding.
Yeah, Henderson was class today. I'm going to give it to Eric Bailly.
Yeah?
That was good.
Solid. I agree. I gave it to Axel because we thought he scored, but he genuinely decent performance from him. But yeah, well done to everyone tonight. Despite the result, good. It was an average performance. The most important thing is United are through and we can breathe.
We can.
Relax. Take it easy now. All right. Okay, boys. All right. So thanks for Maddie and Kai as always joining me for another special match review. We will be back on Friday. Cam will do the Chelsea preview on Friday or Saturday, whichever day Cam feels like it, because he does the daytime games. And he's a Canadian who has a difficulty keeping up with the time zones, even if the matches happen when we start 8 o'clock at 2 p.m. over there. He works during the day, the poor fella. So he'll get the keys for the map preview on Saturday, and I'll be back on Sunday for the review. And the draw, though, most importantly, the next stream we do is the Europa League draw. I'll be doing it from the so-called non-league football ground that I'm heading to tomorrow, and we'll hope for a positive draw tomorrow afternoon. It's live at 11:45, and hopefully you can all tune in.
Live on here? Is it live on here?
Right here! Not the stream, of course. We don't want copyright. I wouldn't want to have my head cooked on a spike. But get my reaction on an in-depth look on all the teams that are left in the competition. But other than that, please leave a like and subscribe for YouTube and follow us on Twitter and give these guys a follow too. These guys a follow. Yeah, there we go. They're still boosting. They're still boosting numbers, and they get outrageous opinions out all the time. But give them a bit of love. They do their best to turn up to these shows, and without them, we wouldn't be where we are now. And if you get 200 subs, we have a giveaway, by the way. So make sure you get 200 subs. Until the next one, boys. Thank you very much. See you soon, and have a good evening. Until.